I know this channel is all about music and stuff, but I want to say this video is to be expanding into other stuff because I want to do that more, because I want to make more videos that I enjoy, because sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas of what to do stuff about. So don't worry, still going to make stuff about music, obviously, but we're just going to, every now and then, it's going to be like a video that's not the same. What is the best Led Zeppelin song? So, I've got 5 books right here, and I'm going to be, sorry, dust everywhere, because these books are very old, even though there's only 2 old books on here. So I'm going to be just talking about them, all these 5 books, which I read in the last year, and I'm just going to recommend them to you. I will say, there's going to be spoilers for these, but if you just want to see what books I recommend, and you don't want to hear me yap, just look in the description, and it should have all the books and a Goodreads link or something like that. If you want to hear me yap and spoil it. But if you want to hear me yap and spoil it, then let's get into it. So the first book we have here is William Maxwell's So Long, See You Tomorrow. This book here is fantastic, and it's like quite short. I don't know how many pages it is. I'll just put it up there. But it's a very good book and a very interesting book. I'm really curious at the end what happened to Cletus, and did he ever move on from his father's action?
It's a very good story.
Yeah, the best way to explain it, yeah. In the quiet farmlands of Illinois, 2 lonely teenagers, bound by the burden of their rural lives, forge a delicate friendship. But when jealousy ignites between their farming families, it leads to unthinkable tragedy and servers in their bond forever.
That's not absolute cinema writing, I don't know what is.
Basically, 50 years later, haunted by the past, the narrator seeks to piece together those harrowing events and find redemption for a lifetime of regret. Fantastic book. It did get hard every now and then to find out who it was talking about, but I really would read this again, and it's quite short. Again, I put the the pages up, but I would read this again, and I probably will, because it's just, I'm saying I'm going to yap about each story, but I don't have much to say apart from it's a good story. It was very interesting though. I did keep reading, because it was interesting that his father, this is the big spoiler, killed the other farmer. That was a very interesting plot. Again, don't have anything to yap about, but yep. Okay, so this one here is probably one of the most iconic books of all time, and I don't want to act like a poser, but it honestly is my favourite book of all time, and it's The Catcher in the Rye. Now, I know, it's like a popular one, but it deserves to be popular. This book was banned in this many countries. I don't know how many countries banned in, but I know it was banned. But I don't know why it was banned. I think it was banned for communism or something like that. Again, I'll just put up there. But I wouldn't say this book isn't when I was reading it, there wasn't in a book there's it's like a thing you learn in school, the climax thing. There's that, but this book doesn't have it. This book's sort of flat with the story. Nothing interesting happens really. This is my opinion, by the way. Don't hate. Nothing interesting happens in the book. That's what I like about it. It's like a friend's telling you what they got up to recently, and it's actually well good though. Because again, nothing really happens. It's sort of like a day in their life, and that's why I love it so much. Salinger's a great author. I'm reading Franny and Zoe at the moment. That book's somewhere there, but I'm reading that one at the moment, and I can't say anything about it because I'm on page 5. But this here, Catching the Rye, I think if there's any book out of these you should read, this one. This deserves to be one of the greatest books ever written, because it is. I don't know how old this copy is. I'm going to guess maybe 2000s, 90s. '10, yeah. 2010? That book would be better quality than that. But no, it's really good. It's really, again, it's interesting, but there's no thing that would make it interesting. It's if you say something's interesting in a book, it's because someone got killed, someone got this. I find this interesting because there isn't like a big, as I said about the like the graph thing, there isn't like a climax, there isn't a whatever it is when it goes down. It's just great. So this book is with my favourite book of all time, and this is the one I think you should all read out of any book on this list. Okay, I like my short books, so if you like your short books, this is it for you. You probably saw the title there. Metamorphosis. It's a very short book. It's like it says 78 pages, but half of this book, like this much of the book already, this much is just the introduction. Because I skipped the introductions, guys. Like, it's like Kafka. Yes, it's just talking about their life and stuff. I always find that really boring, so I just skip that. Anyways, this book here, basically, a man wakes up as a bug. Wakes up as a bug. That's it. Nothing else. Just wakes up as a bug. Can't say much about it. Just wakes up as a bug. And yeah, some parts of this, right, it might be me, are a bit like violent, you know, bit vile. Because when his father like gets an apple lodged in his back, that's like well weird. That's like, it's a bit disgusting at some points as well. Like he crawls all over the walls, but that's what makes it good. This book is like really old though, not this one, not this copy, but I'm pretty sure it's like pre-World War One. I actually can't be asked to find it. I'll just put when it was released here. But this here is definitely, I don't know if there's a movie about this, but this could be like a little movie or like a little short film, you know what I mean? It's great, but it's just quite sad at the end, how like his parents turn on him, or that's the view that I got, his parents and like his sister turn on him, or they were finally happy that he was at peace. I might have to reread this, because again he's in the last year, but it's like, I've got the memory of a bug. Okay, now this one is like a really good one if you like. Because listen, I like talking about this. I like the 60s and stuff. You know that if you see my videos. And this video sort of describes 50s America, 50s 60s America. Travels with Charley. This book is actually great if you like old American history. So this actually right here is because I saw the Bob Dylan live, and that just says my my seats and where I was at, and because I was reading this book when I was in Brighton. This book here, it's great, and basically it's about a man and his dog travel around America. His dog's called Charley, so it travels with Charley, and Charley's a dog. Steinbeck is a fantastic writer. Mice and Men is great. East of Eden. But yeah, basically this is a great book, and it's sort of like Catcher in the Eye for me. There's no, because it's more of a, I'm pretty sure it's a real book, like a book that's actually based in real life, because I'm pretty sure he did travel around America. Because I read some parts are made up, but some parts are real. But it is true, there is a van, I forgot what the van was called. It was like a green little wagon, no, a green truck. Oh, it's so nice, like, because there's like, I'll put up a picture of what it is, but it's just so interesting that, or just, the way he describes it is great, the little van that he's in. He goes up here, he starts here in Rhode Island, I'm pretty sure, up to Maine, all the way down to Ohio, all the way up there through Montana, I'm pretty sure, then all the way back down there, and then down California, which is quite interesting, the California bit, because he says he acts like a ghost in his own town. And then he goes to Texas, and then from Texas, from California, all the way back up to New York, or whatever, Rhode Island. I think that's what it is. He just, not much happens basically. It's just quite like, I want to say this much of the book is everywhere else, but from California, it's just because basically the goal was to get to California, and then on the way back it's just not very interesting, or it's just not as many things going on as this. But I recommend this book if you love this vintage stuff about like old America and stuff. definitely recommend this one. So this one here is, like, I think the only actual new one. New, as in it's still like, it'll probably be 20 years old soon, not really. But this is quite a big one. This is Stephen King's 11/22/63. This one here is great, and it took me forever to read. This is the last one I've just read, actually, before moving on to Franny and Zoe, whatever. Is fantastic. Basically, a time traveller, back in time, stop JFK's assassination. But there's loads of stuff, there's loads of things in the way, and, you know, time always fights back. And it's a very interesting, because I like, again, I like the, like, people describing the 50s or the 60s, and this book describes it as well. But obviously this one is more made up, obviously, but it's still quite true based on the events. This took me like a month, nearly 2 to read, probably because sometimes some days I read 30 pages a day, some days I read 2, but I finished it, and it's a great book. I will say, like, I know it's long, the book, but I just feel like it could be, like, I can't decide if I want it to be shorter, but then I like it because it was long, because it helped describe the stuff more. I'm yapping, so I'm gonna end the video there. This is me being nerdy, so don't hate, or just recommend your top 5 books at the moment. So, you know, thanks all so much for watching. Music videos are coming back somewhere. Any recommendations, go do it on my community tab post, or just comment in the description below. Just comment in the comment section below. See you on the next one.